Hello again, Wildcat fans, and welcome to another edition of Ask the AD with Weber State Athletic Director Jerry Bovee. I'm Paul Grua for WeberStateSports.com. It is November, Jerry, and around athletic departments, that is one of the busiest times of year. The fall sports continuing to go on and getting into full force, and now also the winter sports, basketball, men's and women's basketball, about to start. So a lot to talk about. We'll start with the fall sports, the volleyball, soccer, cross country, and football, of course, going on in the fall. Congratulations, by the way, to Ellie Child winning the Big Sky Championship in cross country.
Excited for Ellie. She's worked hard. I've had the opportunity to go and watch her run with our team when we've gone to nationals over the last couple of years, and I'm excited for her and proud of her for her efforts and our team. We take second this year, which is, you never want to do anything but win championships, but we still are competing, and we'll go on to regionals and hope for the best.
Absolutely. Regionals actually be in Logan on November 11th. Football season, off to one of the best starts, and they had a 5-game winning streak, one of the best seasons in several years, and a lot of excitement around the football season as they have 3 games to go here as we start November, 2 at home and 1 on the road. So the question comes up about the playoffs, for football and the FCS playoffs.
Yeah, so for some of us that have been doing this, working with football for a long time, you kind of get to this point in the season when you mentioned November, it's a transitional time, and it is. We've got 3 games left, but we're also starting those winter sports and getting ready to go there. So this is the stretch run, and we're in a position to be able to go to the playoffs. We're in a position to potentially host a playoff game. We have made a bid in the event that our team is in the right position to do that. The loss at North Dakota obviously lessens some of those options, but we've got 3 games left, 2 of which are at home. We're 7 out of our last 8 at home. 2 good teams coming in here over the next couple of weeks, but if we can do our business, we have options. 7 games get you qualified to go to the playoffs, but it's not a given. North Dakota was a very good team last year, won 7 games, beat an FBS school, and did not get in the playoffs. A little controversial, but it's not a given at 7 games. We have been in the playoffs twice in the time I've been on campus, winning 7 games. So you give yourself a chance. So you got to win 2 of the last 3. If you win 3, you're pretty much assured to get in with 8 wins. So we still have the opportunity to control our own destiny.
It's a 24-team field. A committee. You have automatic bids with conference champions, and the committee decides the rest of it.
Yeah, you'll have your 8 automatic bids and 16 or 10 automatic bids, and then you've got 4. Well, whatever it is. At one time, it was 8 automatic bids and 16 playing for 8 slots, and then you go from there. Hey, we just want an opportunity to be there, and we've put ourselves in a position to be there. And as I look back even on last week's game at North Dakota, I was disappointed, like we all were, with the loss, but I was encouraged that we had an opportunity to win on the road. We had the ball and we're driving with an opportunity at least to tie and go into overtime. So those are the things that you look for when you look at growth of the program. Is, are we out of it early, or do we have a chance? And in all of those situations, other than Utah State, we've had a chance to win. So that's what you're hoping for.
Well, and speaking of a chance, we'll have to ask your perspective on a game like Southern Utah when you were there, and with 8 minutes left, there's a 0.1% chance to win that game, and somehow the Wildcats come back and pull it off.
Yeah, I've gotten to where in my career that I never really believe what statisticians or whatever. I looked at that and saw 0.1%, and yet we did. So I guess the old mantra is as long as you got a chance. It was the most incredible comeback that I've been a part of seeing live. And I thought I'd seen everything at South Dakota earlier this year when we were up big and went into triple overtime to come away with a loss there. So you'd like to hope that all evens out over time. It was an incredible thing to be a part of and to see, and really good for our program. And in a big time inter conference, but also in-state game, there's a lot of pluses there. And the fact that they didn't give up was big.
Right. Speaking of that, if you want to mention the Southern Utah game, working on a rivalry with that game and kind of getting that established.
Yeah, I think some of our folks saw a trophy that was presented, and we need to make that bigger. I talked to Jason Biedekofer at Southern Utah, and we're going to get together and figure out how do we enhance that rivalry, and I think that's good for both institutions. So we're going to work on that in the future.
There's a whole lot of events going on this first weekend in November with football, couple of volleyball games, men's basketball exhibition game Saturday, women's basketball exhibition game on the following Monday. Also have an event this week. It's the Wildcat Club Cat Bash Auction, the annual event that's usually the same weekend. Will you talk a little bit about the Wildcat Club, the function of the Cat Bash Auction, and the function of the Wildcat Club in general, and how it helps the student athletes?
Yeah, that's something that I think changed over time. It really is an opportunity to raise money through donors in a couple of different ways, through events like this Cat Bash that, we hope to bring in $50,000 to $60,000 to aid in scholarships. We have a golf tournament in the spring. Those are our two bigger events. And then we have just a fundraising campaign that'll happen throughout the year, primarily tied to seats. In most universities, there's a seating obligation or a seating priority that the higher the donor level, the better options and access you get. And so everybody does it a little bit of a different way. We tend to tie it right to the ticket, but there is an obligation with certain seats inside the Event Center and here at Stewart Stadium that give you an opportunity to sit in a better area. Also helps us raise money for scholarships. All of that money, $300,000 to $400,000 to $500,000 at the end of each year, goes toward scholarships, room and board, tuition, books and fees, living expenses. That continues to grow each year, and we've got to stay up with that. So this is a big event for us. We're going to look in the future at some other opportunities to, I like to say that we've got to tap into the millennial mindset. And so crowdsourcing seems to be a fun way to do that. You see a lot of GoFundMe programs out there that help people, and there's a way to do that in athletics that can be kind of fun with gear or helping to fund a uniform or choosing what color of uniform the team wears this year and letting your fans get into that. And I think really that millennial mindset is really going to allow for that. So we're gonna look at some campaigns that allow for the fans to engage with us a little bit more. You were part of that meeting, and I think it's going to be something that'll be fun.
Great way to interact. Of course, social media is a great way to interact as well, and follow us on social media and WeberShadeSports.com. Again, a lot of excitement this time of year. Basketball season's about to begin for the men and women, coming off great years for both of them last year, and a whole lot to look forward to.
Yeah, the men had a scrimmage last week at Arizona State, and I think we're able to work out some bugs. I like those close scrimmage concepts because, we get some internal work. You never want to go into your season without having a chance to just get the bugs worked out and play somebody else. The women have played against Utah State. In a close scrimmage there. So, and the men performed well. It's a chance to get everybody some time against good competition, and I think those scrimmages will help us down the road. So we're underway. This weekend's a big weekend. We've got football, we've got home volleyball, we've got the Cat Bash, we've got men's and women's basketball both going, and so this is a fun time of year.
A whole lot going on, and make sure you follow WeberShadeSports.com for all the information, and cheer us on, and we'll see you at the games. Go Wildcats!